G'day everybody, Nick Dingle here again for another VB.net 2013 video. This time we're looking at coercion. Very interesting concept and a very powerful one of that if you can get to use it properly. It's sometimes incorrectly known as function overloading. Now I'm not going to go into why it's incorrectly known as that, but I'm going to go into what coercion actually is. It's actually very handy. If you watched the last video of parameters, you will know a little bit about what we're about to do already. The idea is you have multiple functions or multiple subs with the same name, but you have different combinations of parameters or maybe even different data types of parameters. And then it's up to the programming language to pick which one is being used properly. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to do something very similar, and to avoid doing number averages again, we're going to do joining strings together. Okay? To start with, we're going to join two strings together. And you can probably guess the next one is we're going to be joining three strings together, and then finally we're going to join an array of strings together. And then we're actually not going to delete the code on each individual function. We're going to keep every single one of them, and that's going to be the interesting part. So let's first of all, we're going to jump straight into doing a function this time. I'm not even going to bother writing it in main and moving it and changing parameters and things like that. So I'm going to call it join strings. And we need two parameters for this one. Call them string1 and string2. Alright. Now, I haven't done it in the past, but I'm going to quickly do it now. It's a really good practice to tell Visual Basic what data type you're going to return from a function. Okay, so this function is going to join two strings together, and really, it's going to return one string. So on the end of this bracket, you're going to put as string. So in the last video, I should have put as single, but this time, yeah. And I didn't do any comments in the last video, so let's do it again. So join two strings together. And I'm going to return string1 and string2. That's our function done. So let's write a little bit of code to use our join strings function. So let's console write. Please enter our sentence. And then I'm just going to call him S1 for this guy, equals a read line. Because I'm nice and lazy, let's copy and paste these two bad boys. Please enter another sentence. Call him S2. Alright, and join strings, what we're going to do is we're going to just put him right inside a write line. So this is an interesting thing because I don't know if I've done this. I'm going to go join strings, and I'm going to go, for string 1, I'm going to pass it S1. For string 2, I'm going to pass it S2. I don't think I have ever called a function inside a write line before like this. Actually, very, very important thing to learn. Alright, let's give them a go. Remember, we're not typing numbers this time, Nick. Hello, world. Cool. I might actually have it add a space there. That might be a really cool. There we go. That's what's so unique about my function. It adds spaces between strings. That's how cool I am. Hello, world. Look at that. Magical. Love it. Alright, so let's say, for instance, I want to have the ability to add a third string. Now, I could just use an optional string here. I could go optional string 3 equals nothing. So if they don't send a third string, then there's nothing in it. But if I'm going to put spaces between strings, then I might have a space on the end, which could cause some problems. So let's institute a bit of coercion. So let's coerce Visual Basic to another join strings function. Because it's got the same name, it's going to have to figure out which one to use. Oh, I've written string too much. Jeez. Okay. Join 3 strings together. Return string1 and a space and string2 and a space and string3. Alright, look, if I'm going too quick, you're always welcome to pause the video and keep on going, but I'd like to keep moving on with this video because it's going to be a quick one. Alright, let's copy this bad boy, call him S3, another sentence again. And let's join strings, and you'll notice straight away, if I quickly come here, I've actually got one of two, which is really cool. You may have seen that before. I'll show you where you might have seen it before. Right bloody here next to right, where there's 17 of the guys. So coercion has been used 17 times on this right function, or right sub, I should say. It doesn't return anything, so it's a sub. So we've actually just made up our own list of that. How cool is that? We've got two of them. If you click between them, up and down, sorry, is it up and down? Yeah, up and down will show you the different versions. I love that. I love seeing my own stuff come up like that. And I'm going to pass it S3, and we're going to try it out. Let's make sure it accesses this sub, or this function up here. Hello, world, again. How cool is that? We're doing well, everybody. Last but not least, I want to be able to send it an array of sentences. So I'm literally going to make all the modifications that I did before. But before I do that, let's write the third coercive function. Function, join, strings, string 1 as a string. Oh my God, I've written that too much. Now I'm being silly, because I'm going to send it an array of strings this time, aren't I? And I'm going to return just a single string, like that. Looks much neater, I reckon, than these guys down here. So join the array of strings and return. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to cheat. Now, I'll explain why I'm going to cheat in just a second. I'm going to dim result as string first. And what we're going to do is we're going to build up the string that we want to return inside of result. And then the last string we're going to have, the last command, we return result like that. So that's why we build the string where that little apostrophe is. The way I'm going to cheat is I'm going to assume there's at least one string in this array, and that's a bad thing to do, but I'm just going to do it for this video. I'm going to assume we have at least one. So I'm going to make result equal strings 0 to start with. And then I'm going to add on the rest of the strings as we go. So add on the rest of the strings. Same like we did last time, for I, and I'm not going to go 0 because I've already dealt with 0. I'm going to start at 1. 2 strings dot length minus 1. Alright, and now I'm going to add on to results. Similar way to we did before, but an ampersand equals strings I. Oop, I forgot my little space. That's going to make all the difference. Alright, so the reason I cheated and put this guy here is because if I do this first, then I'll have a word inside of result, and then I can put a space and put another word. If I didn't put this up here, I would have had to reverse this. I would have had to go on and a space afterwards. And I would have ended up with a long string of words with a space on the end. Okay, doing it this way means that I don't have a space on the end. Okay, there's lots and lots of different ways you can get around this. This is a bad, cheaty way, but it's probably the nicest looking way. Alright, my 3 join string functions are done. It's only a matter of using it. So let's try out a little driver program. Let's get rid of these 2 guys. Bye-bye. Change this to just S, because why not? And let's say empty, just press enter to exit. How's that sound? So it's an empty sentence if they want to exit. So remember, I have to dim S up here. I need to change that because you can't dim again. And let's do our do loop. Loop until S equals nothing. Move him in your loop. And we're halfway there. We have to set up the list of strings. So, dim strings has new list of string. Alright. S equals readline. If S does not equal nothing, then strings dot add S. This is exactly the same code as last time. It's fine by me though. Okay, all this should work hopefully. When we call join strings, I'm just going to pass it strings. But don't forget, you can't change list into a one-dimensional array, so we have to go dot to array. Okie doke. Whew. Pause the video if you need to, but I'm going to test this bad boy out. Make sure he works. Hello to everyone out there in YouTube. That makes no sense. Grammatical, yay. But it's done. Okay, that is 3 functions with the same name, with different parameters of different data types. Okay, and that's the benefit of coercion. Righto. Next video, everybody, we are looking at classes once again. I did cover classes earlier, but so basically it's not funny. This time around, it's going to be a number of videos in a row, and we're starting with members for the next video. So, once again, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. This is Nick Dingle signing off. See you later.